Good day everyone, and you're welcome to the part 3 of our lecture on CHCCOM005, which is communicate and work in the health and community service sector. Today we are going to be going forward on the discussion as well as learning. So for those that are just joining us, we have our part 1 and 2 already for this particular unit. Today we are going to be going on with the part 3, which is and we'll be starting from the ethical decision making. We understand that communication is the key, and when you are communicating, it has some legal and ethical requirement that is expected to be maintained. Ethical means pertaining to or dealing with morals or principle of morality associated with your job, and it pertains to the right and wrong in conduct of people working depending on the profession in which you're working. With regards to us, it has to do with the healthcare professionals. So ethical decision making refers to the process of evaluating and choosing among alternatives in a manner consistent with ethical principle, and in making ethical decision it is necessary to perceive and eliminate any unethical options while we select the best ethical alternative in dealing with our client. Some of the issues concerning ethical can include conflict of interest, COI. Conflict of interest is a situation in which a person or organization is involved in multiple interests, for example, financial interest or otherwise, and one of which could possibly corrupt the motivation of that particular individual with regards to the organization they are working for. For example, if a friend of yours or relative is your client, then you have a personal interest in looking after such a person. In other words, you might not be logical when you are supporting that particular person, because emotionally you are connected with them, and that can actually corrupt the level of judgment when it comes to supporting them. So different model of health and community services in healthcare sector include: 1, the residential aged care. At the end of this particular course, we can find ourselves in any of this sector, in any of these areas. Residential aged care, that is, under the residential aged care we have the low care residential, we have the high care, and we have the aging in place. Low care residents are those that have some level of independence with regards to how they deal with their day-to-day activities, while high care are majorly dependent on you and I to actually support them in achieving or going through their day-to-day activities. And aging in place is more like a transition to aged care or transition to high care. So they also have some level of independence when it comes to supporting themselves. Other than the residential aged care, we have the home care and community care. The home care and community care is more or less like allowing someone to still remain in their home when the support worker or the individual support person go in there to actually support them in achieving their day-to-day activities. So in that situation, the level of support they are requiring might be a bit different from someone that is 100% relying on you and I to go by their day-to-day activities. So on home care, we have the extended aged care at home, which can be short as EACH, extended aged care at home package. This package, you can learn more about it by clicking on the below link. And other than that, we have the respite. We have the community aged care package. Respite is when someone come into your facility, or even when they come into your facility for a period of time after discharge from the hospital, or even if they just feel like change of space and they want to try something new, they can just come into respite. Or even when their family members are not around and they need to be looked after, they can bring them into your facility for respite support for around 1 month or 2 months, depending on the requirements at that time. So these are some of the services that we are likely to be working in at the end of our course. And the next thing is personal-centered care. Personal-centered care means acknowledging client as an individual with a range of individual differences. The principle of person-centered care is getting to know the client as a person, sharing powers and responsibility, providing options, and respecting your client's choice, integrating and coordinating service provision so that the client do not have to manage each individual services themselves, and as well as providing care environment that promote person-centered care. These are some of the things that is expected of us to be thinking of or to do at all time. Of course, we need to always have it at the back of our mind is with regards to our scope as well. If it is out of your scope, please always redirect or seek for your supervisor's assistance on that. Right-based service delivery. A human right-based approach to service delivery and policy of development involve a consideration of both what you are going to do based on the principle of human rights, as well as corresponding duties you are expected to actually provide and how you are going to do them. So whatever you are going to do, you should always try to promote the right of your client. The human rights-based approach offers a framework that will better enable community organization to understand society expectation and deliver more sustainable services that are respectful of their inherent dignity of a particular individual or of individuals that is in their care. And it provides a common language through which the policies and practice of all organizations can be objectively measured against the universal benchmark, as well as minimum standard that is expected in any organization. So this actually gives us a yardstick by which we can support our client, and we can also measure and monitor the progress you are making in regards to that. Multidisciplinary health and community care team. Just as I said earlier, when you are talking about personal-centered care, your client will be at the middle, and while they are there at the middle, we have a lot of healthcare providers that actually come in to support them. At the end of this course, or if you are likely to be working either as a support worker or as an aged care worker, you will be working alongside all these medical professionals and each and every one will have a specific support that they bring to the table in order for your client to actually live a productive life and enjoy themselves. So we are going to be having a group activities. So in your group, you will be expected to write at least 2 responsibilities of each of this healthcare team. We have the general practitioner, which are the doctors most of the time. They call them the GP, the registered nurse, the physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech pathologist, support worker or care worker, pediatrist, dietitian, all these team members that are likely to be supporting our client. We need to understand what is their role and their responsibility, because don't forget, we are talking of communication. Once you understand their role and responsibility, we know the type of information you need to pass to each and every one. So multidisciplinary team work together to deliver comprehensive care that address as many of the patient's needs as possible. Its aim is to provide holistic care and improve the quality of life of our client or resident, and this is delivered by a range of professionals functioning as a team under one organization umbrella, or by professionals from range of organizations include private practice which are brought together as a unique team. As a client condition changes over the time, the composition of this team may changes to reflect the changing in needs. Roles of support service can include to provide person-centered care, personal care as social support, cultural support, religion support, spiritual support, emotional support, psychological support, diet and nutrition need or nutrition support. So all these support are provided by different healthcare professionals. And other than providing all those support, we can also rely on networking. Networking is very, very important in this field, particularly for referrals. Social network include clubs, community organizations, cultural and ethical organizations, sports group, recreation, leisure, hobby, volunteering organization, support group. These are some of the places that you can get referrals from in relating to the level or in relating to the type of services you're providing, so that they can always come to you and you can provide appropriate support for them based on their needs. Other than that, we have ACFI and funding in aged care. ACFI is it's the aged care funding instrument. The role of ACFI is to assess the relative care needs of a particular resident, and it is the mechanism of allocating the government subsidy to aged care provider for delivering care to residents. So as a care worker, you will be hearing ACFI from your registered nurse or your rural nursing. But our responsibility in this case is to always document what services or what support we provide for our clients. For example, now for your organization to be able to claim appropriate ACFI, if you change a client that needed the continent aid, you need to document how many continent aid you actually provide for that particular client. If your client is on 2 hourly repositioning with regards to the pressure care, you have to document appropriately the showering. All these things are what the documents that they use in claiming for the services that are being rendered to our client under AFI in HK. Digital media. We understand that that everything is going digitally now. That is why, of course, that is one of the example of what we are doing with regards to this particular unit. It gives us opportunity to be able to do things at our own time and go on our own pace, and to be much more flexible in getting in achieving our goal. So digital media can be, for example, can include the webs, email, social media, podcast, videos, just as I'm doing now, the tablet and other application, newsletter. All these are some of the things that can assist us in providing our services and support our clients' independence even further. And we are going to be sitting in a group now, and I would like each and every one of the group to show us how would you use each of these digital media in the healthcare community service. So yeah, I just want you to go through it and display your knowledge with regards to this. The source of information that you are getting all this information from, please make sure that they are current, and when they are, make sure all those information are currently in use. And last but not the least is continuous improvement. This is very, very important in our day-to-day activities, in our communication, and when we are working in the health sector or in the community sector. Continuous improvement is a process also often called continuous improvement process, or CI. Sometimes they call it CIP. It's just it is an ongoing effort to improve products, services, and process. As a care worker and support worker, we are expected to always think on how we can contribute to the organization policies and procedures to make things better. So continuous improvement by providing timely and honest feedback about the services that we are providing for our clients. Just as I've said earlier, if you shower a client, or you change their pad, or even give them like eat packs or the rest, you make sure that you document them appropriately, and you can also indicate in your progress note what is it that is working well for this particular client that others can learn from. So when you are not around, once they have those documents, they can improve on them, and continually your clients will be happy. So it won't be because you are not around they don't have the expected support that they are intending or that they expected from everyone. And in other words, we have what they call skill development, because all others will be trained, or all others will have that understanding on how best you have been able to support that particular client. And yeah, that is the end of this particular unit. Thank you all for your time, and if you have any question, please send your question to info@mycontraining.gov.au. Sorry, info@mycontraining.com.au. Sorry about that, and thank you again for your time. I'll see you in our next unit. Bye for now.